Hello, this is Daniel Boys from Avenue Q in London, and I'm here to talk to you on musicalworld.tv.
You leave your clothes out, you put your feet on my chair.
Oh yeah? You do such anal things like ironing your underwear.
You make that very small apartment we share a hell.
So do you, that's why I'm in hell too.
Sucks to be me.
Musical World TV is nog even in Londen. We hebben een laatste interview en dat speelt zich af achter deze stage door. En dan zijn we hier in de Green Room van de Noel Coward Theatre. En hier speelt Avenue Q. Nu kennen wij Avenue Q al van New York en Las Vegas. En nu de show in Londen is, komen we hier elk jaar. En het is een grote eer dat we naast ons hebben Daniel Boys, de hoofdrolspeler. Welcome Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Musical World TV.
Thank you.
You're playing
Yes.
Princeton and Rod.
And Rod, yes.
Please explain to the Dutch viewers who haven't seen Avenue Q what it is about.
Okay, Avenue Q is a show basically all about finding your purpose in life. I play the main character called Princeton, and he's just graduated from college with a degree in English. He doesn't know what he wants to do in life, and so he moves to Avenue Q. It's the only neighbourhood he can afford. It's quite a run-down area, and basically he meets lots of friends on the way, and it's all about his journey, trying to find his way in life, basically. And it deals with kind of everyday issues and themes that the audience can relate to and kind of understand.
And what have puppets to do with it?
Yes, it is. My two characters, Princeton and Rod, are puppets. It's a bit like Sesame Street. I mean, you just get Sesame Street in Holland, I guess. It's a bit like an adult version, if you like, of Sesame Street. So there's puppets involved, and there's also human characters involved. But also, the thing which is unique to our puppet show is that you see the actor holding the puppet. So all the way through the show, you'll see me holding the puppet to my right, but you'll also see me. And so your brain doesn't really know at first where to look, but eventually, without realising, you'll just look at the puppet, but you'll put my expressions onto the puppet. So it's very, very clever.
But it's very American.
Yes.
And now it's here for the second or the third year in the UK. How did they make it succeed here?
I think when the show first came here to London, they weren't quite sure how it was going to work and if it was going to work. They didn't know whether the British audience would kind of embrace it, because like you say, it is quite an American show. It's set in America, and kind of there's lots of American references. They have tried to make it a bit more British. They've changed a few of the lines, and they've made Gary Coleman, the character of Gary Coleman, a man in this country. In the States, it's played by a woman to kind of, I believe it's to heighten the kind of joke that Gary Coleman is a child star grown up, and so to use a woman, the voice is unbroken. And I know when it first came here in previews, they didn't use the joke of Gary Coleman, it was just a character called Gary. But actually they then decided to try it out, and the British audiences loved it. So there's a few things which they've changed, but I think we're all very shocked and very pleased about how the British public have embraced it. It's a huge success here. It's now booking into its third year. And they've just extended their booking period, so it's just doing really, really well. We're having packed houses every night and standing ovations, and it's just doing really, really well.
My second fear about the British Avenue Q was there are some topics that are risque in the States, but especially in Holland, about that person Rod who is a closeted homosexual. That's nothing shocking to us, but how is it here in the UK?
It's not the character of Rod he's in the closet and he has to come out as being a gay person. Like you say, in England, especially nowadays, it's not really a topic which it's not really, like you say, risque, if you like. But the way I like to play the character is that I play that he is obviously gay, and that I let the audience know that he's gay, and I see it as just a character who's dealing with his own kind of problems and issues, if you like, and I try and let the audience kind of feel for him rather than is he gay or isn't he, you know. And I think in America it's played very much they don't know whether he is until he actually says at the end. So And the audience reaction when he does come out is lovely. I get a big, Rod gets a big applause, and I get lots of comments saying how people really do feel for him, so that's nice. Obviously, I do think Avenue Q is one of those shows you either love or hate. Occasionally, we will see people in the audience, and in the interval, they haven't come back. I can understand that. It's something so different than you've probably ever seen in theatre before. The whole idea of puppets is very different, and the fact that it's very honest, it deals with issues in a very honest, funny, sometimes rude, but not crude, and that sort of way. And I guess some people, maybe it's just not for them. And I do completely understand that. But I do say to everyone out there, come and see it, because I personally think you'll absolutely love it.
What is your favourite song? And we know all the songs, so...
I think my favourite moment and song in the show is Fantasies Come True. I think it's a time when the audience really, really get to know what the character of Rod and what he's all about, really. And it's just a moment where you completely feel like really sorry for him, but you see his kind of sweet, innocent side that Rod has, really. He comes across in other scenes as very uptight, but in this scene you just see the real raw Rod, and I think it's adorable, and it's a great song to sing. It's beautiful.
Do you see a lot of Dutch people in the audience?
Do you know what's lovely is I get lots of people come to the stage door, and lots of Dutch people come to the stage door, and I think that's lovely, and lots of them say that they watched the Any Jim Would Do TV show over there in Holland. Yeah. I didn't know that he was even being shown there. So no, yeah, we do get lots of Dutch people, and they all seem very enthusiastic.
Yes.
I've visited Holland a few times. I did a European tour of West Side Story in 2003, I think it was, and we went around lots of cities and towns in Holland, and again, like you say, in Rent a couple of years ago. I've always found the Dutch audiences to be very enthusiastic and very, what's the word, kind of just lovely and complimentary, and standing ovations, and I think much more than the British audience, actually, which is, I think German and Dutch audiences seem to love musical theatre, and so when there's a lovely production out there, they do seem to be very enthusiastic about it. Being on a show such as Any Jim Would Do was very difficult for me. I had trained as an actor before, and I had done a few things, but it wasn't going where my business, my career wasn't going where I wanted it to. So that's why I took the risk, if you like, of going on auditioning for a show like a BBC talent show. It was difficult because we didn't get to choose the songs we sung each week. Angela Weber chose the songs, and we didn't have any say at all. And so one week they'd say, well, we need to see this side of you, or we need to see this side of you, and then they'd give you a song which doesn't show that at all. So it was very frustrating.
I get what I want since you've been gone. I can't breathe for the first time. So moving on, yeah. Thanks to you, now I dance. 'Cause you know that I dance. I get what I want since you've been gone.
I just took every week week by week, really, and I just wanted to do a good performance, because I realised, I kind of realised I was never going to win. I knew that Lee was going to win. I think we all knew Lee was going to win, and he was the right man for the job, but I just was adamant that I wanted to come out of it in a good light rather than a bad light. So with comments like John saying I'm just Mr. Nice, I mean, what is wrong with being a nice guy? I kind of said at one point that they didn't show it on television. If that's the only negative thing they can come up with, well then, in a way, that's quite a good thing.
Are you as shocked as the panel and Andrew that you're here?
I am shocked. I thought I did a good performance tonight. Obviously, the public at home didn't agree, but, what can I do?
How did you go home? Sad?
It was a very weird, mixed feeling when I got kicked out of the show. I kind of had a feeling all day long I was going to be going that week. I don't know why, and even my mother said, I think this, it's very odd. We both could just sense that that was it. I personally thought I left singing a very good song, and I was proud of my performance. I did feel obviously sad. I wanted to stay a bit longer, but actually I kind of remember the next day going shopping with a friend of mine, just walking around feeling this immense pressure had been lifted off me, and I could actually be me again, because it was very intense and very tiring and really hard work. Actually, they look very fun, those shows, and they are. Don't get me wrong; it was a brilliant opportunity for me, but it is tough, and the pressure that's put on you is quite immense. So it was kind of mixed feelings.